Greetings. I have a problem. I don't like to throw stuff away. We had a clothes iron where the heating element failed. I took it apart to see what I could salvage and came away with a nice base with a retractable cord. I decided to make a lamp that uses this mechanism. To make the lamp, I'm going to use 3D printing. I bought my first 3D printer over 10 years ago. Over the years, printers have gotten better and better and easier to use. I have a bunch of random printers. Right now I have a small printer and 2 larger ones. Those 2 I've had to take apart and replace big parts and reprogram firmware, and it was great to understand how they really work, but it could be tremendously frustrating when all you wanted to do was print something. I've had this new printer for about a year and it generally just works. So I'm not an expert at 3D modeling, but I have a method that works well for me. I'm going to make a lamp base that surrounds the cord reel from the iron. It's an awkward shape to measure, so I started by tracing it on a piece of cardboard. Then I took a picture with my phone and traced the shape using Inkscape. I made a test a few layers tall just to test the fit. Really, I made several. For the modeling, I usually just use Tinkercad. It's free and it's pretty easy to learn. So now that I know this fits, I made this to hold the mechanism. Then I modeled up this for the lamp base. Here's a lesson I wish I could actually learn. There's no need to make everything so exact. The tolerances here are pointlessly tight. I was also going to mount this switch, but I didn't leave quite enough space. I did a little cutting and managed to cut a hole all the way through the print. So this print's ruined. It might have a new life later on though. In the meantime, I printed a new one, this time with the correct cutouts for the switch and the mechanism inside. I also modeled a slot in the bottom to keep access to the button that controls the whole cord retract mechanism. So the lamp works. Now I actually want to make a shade. First, I tried to make a cool 3D laser cut shade. It wasn't bad, but it was way too big for the scale of the lamp. I even tried the top part from the prototype of my hanging light bulb shaped lamp. I like the scale of this shape better, but the shape is still kind of off. So I decided to try to make a shade using a combination of wood veneer and 3D printing. I have this veneer sample packet. So I sorted through some of the veneer, glued it up edge to edge, and kind of formed it around this 3D printed frame. Gluing the veneer edge to edge worked in 2 of the 3 spots, but once the light was on, you could see through the gaps. To fix that, I printed this thin little strip to both cover and strengthen the joints. Once everything was dry, it was time to brave the once-in-a-blue-moon snow in Virginia Beach to head out to the shop for finish on the shade. So here's the finished lamp. Kind of nice, right? Not sure where it's going to live in the long term, but for today it has a nice spot on my desk. So that's it for today. See you in the next one.